G'day everybody, welcome back to our playthrough of Lightyear Frontier. Now, you guys might be noticing something a little bit different here with our mech. There's a new part right in the center there, the engine section. Let's jump in. And yeah, the reason for that is because, well, I've made a bit of a blunder, and I want to use this episode to also apologize to you guys because I feel like I've been making a lot of really silly mistakes while recording this series. I'm not entirely sure why, but it seems like there have been a lot of episodes where we had audio troubles, and this time I had issues with recording the video, and that is essentially my own mistake because for some reason I was sure that I hit the record button and I didn't. And that is a real issue with this game because this game is actually quite similar to Valheim in a sense that yes, you can save your game and stuff, but it always overwrites your previous save, and you can't exactly have different saves where you might be at a different state in the past, if that makes sense. So I guess the first thing that we need to do really is just a bit of a tour of what's done, because you know, I ended up like sleeping 2 or 3 more nights in this place, and we've gotten a lot of stuff done. So I better actually show you what all of that is. We'll continue with some more work as well, but as you can see, our final home is ready in all its glory. Doesn't really look very high-tech. There are a couple of solar panels here and there to gather up that solar energy. We also started building a bit of a fence for the new home. And I've got a little area back here, and I thought, you know, it'll be nice to have some decorations out here near the little lake that we've got, and I decided maybe this is a perfect place for a little bit of a reading / sleeping hammock. So we've got a few decorations out here as well. One other thing that I did in the previous episode, which now I can't show you obviously, is I spent a lot of our cash with Lola just to buy various decorations. So you're about to see some decorations that we've never seen before, and again, it would have been nice if I could actually build some of this stuff with you guys, but here we are. Yeah, we've got these special trees, which I assume you can't cut down. So I've got a few of those, well, maybe a couple of those sort of sitting about, just making the space pop out a little bit more with these nice yellow brownish leaves. And yeah, I mean, that's sort of about it when it comes to the decorations. Obviously we are focusing on the latest home. I did also build this fountain, the official Farmech logo fountain. Is it the Farmech logo? I guess maybe this might be the Lightyear Frontier logo. Then we've also got the solar dehydrators. Yes, we did cover this off in the previous episode, but what featured prominently while I was recording was getting a lot of stuff done with the solar dehydrators, particularly wax. So we had a lot of honey bottle, and I chucked a lot of honey bottle in here to make a bunch of wax because, well, not only do we need it for various decorations, but we also need it for upgrades here and there. And speaking of upgrades, I don't know if this state we have completed all of the upgrades. No, there's still one more missing, but I did actually end up getting this last one. So we may as well start here and try and complete what we were doing. So we got the iron frames that we need. So let's actually make those iron frames. I also went out and did quite a lot of gathering for those frames in the previous episode as well. So, right. Let's see. iron frames. So we should be able to make a few, hopefully. I think we just need another 4. So we should be able to chuck this in. We'll do that in a moment, or now I'll do it now. That way we're using some of our materials. We are over encumbered, so I'm sort of wanting to try and do something about that. And this new mech part, obviously it is a different color, and that is a bit of a problem. We do like to look kind of uniform, so I would like to make some more sapphire paint. And we only need a couple of buckets of that, so that's fine. And yeah, I mean, in my previous recording, I sort of made a point of gathering up the flowers that we had grown here. And speaking of gathering a whole bunch of stuff, I have already removed, for the most part, the entire forest that we've got going back here, and tried to replant some more trees as best as we can. I might actually just quickly check if there are no hidden tree seeds that we can plant down. Doesn't look like it, but we've got a few trees already starting to grow there. So hopefully it'll look nice again in a few more days. But yeah, so we've got a lot of stuff on us. Maybe don't want to let go of stuff just yet. We might actually be needing things for decoration. So let me just check to see. Yeah, okay, we needed a little bit of glass for some of the bottles here, and yeah, I decided, yep, we should have stacks of books here, some booze, because, you know, that's who I am. I do like to get a little bit boozy here and there. We do have this glow wood archway, which I think looks kind of nice, and I'm going to start continuing the fencing around this side. Okay, we'll sort of do a diagonal. Maybe we can even freeform this one a little bit, like so. Now we can do another section like that. Let me get rid of this little section here, and there. Okay, that looks good. Obviously we're gonna need a lot of wood for that, so we did also set up this goalpost here, so I figure maybe we might want to play a bit of football at some point. And I did also make that pathway that I was talking about in the previous episode, or maybe the one before that, where we were talking about maybe making something that leads to the creek and the artificial forest. So that's looking nice. I did move around a few of the lanterns here and there, just to tidy things up a little bit. But I figure, speaking of lanterns, we should actually get some lighting going on here as well. Alright, and let's actually just continue on with the fencing, and we might need to be gathering some more wood after we run out, because I don't think we actually have enough. We'll see how we go. Yeah, it's a real shame that I lost the footage, and that, you know, if there's anything I wish this game would do is to allow us to save and have, like, you know, save games of previous states. That way you can sort of fall back to a certain save game if you needed to. Though I suppose it's not that bad because, you know, games like Valheim, which, you know, I do play as well, surprisingly, I don't have too much issue with doing recordings for that series. Perhaps maybe there was one instance where something similar had happened and, you know, I couldn't really redo stuff to show you guys what I've been up to, which is, yeah, essentially the thing that I'm sort of lamenting about. I guess it's sort of a unique issue to content creators, perhaps, because, you know, as this isn't exactly a game that you feel like you might want to sort of redo certain things. Yeah, I've just done like a massive batch of deforestation there. Doesn't feel good. Let me just get another tree growing. Unfortunately, we don't actually get a lot of seeds from cutting down various trees. It seems to be that for every 4 trees that you cut down, you get like 1 seed. That seems to be the rate in which you get those seeds. I mean, I suppose it's not really too bad because you can always trade with Lola and you could buy a whole bunch of seeds that way if you needed to. But yes, yeah, I'm glad that we've managed to fully upgrade the mech now, so the mech is looking nice. And speaking of how the mech looks, let's actually fix up the paint job. Just make sure that we're using the right paint here. There we go. Right, so obviously the aim of the game at the moment is to just try and complete the coziness, or max out the coziness for the mansion here. So since we've done a few things already, we are getting quite a bit already, but there is still the last one here, Bountiful Yield. We're about more than halfway there, so it's a good thing. So let's have a sleep actually, and we'll continue on in the next day. Now with crops, I'm not entirely sure if I am going to do too much right now with the crops. Perhaps
let's build something jaw-dropping today. Something that'll inspire us while we do a hard day's work.
Perhaps there are some crops that are ready, even yesterday, that I could have, you know, harvested, but I am thinking that this could be the last episode, guys, so I'm sort of wanting to keep these here just to look nice, really, because they do look nicer fully grown. I've got a bit of an issue going on in this planter. That's fine. But yeah, so I might just leave them and we can really focus on you know, doing some more decoration and stuff. One thing that I do want to do though is point out some areas that I did visit. So it'll probably be kind of a waste of time because we're not really going to be doing anything in particular. But I at least want to show you guys what I got up to when I did the initial run of the recording. Glow trees are looking really nice. The glow fruits seem to have matured as well. And yeah, those glow fruits are quite important if you're planning on using the upgraded furnace. And the upgraded furnace is obviously a little bit more, you know, efficient at doing stuff. So it makes sense for us to be using it as much as possible. But yeah, it depends on the dried glow fruit and how much of those you can actually make. Alright, so this area we are still missing one of the artifacts. So we could swing back by this section to see if we can find said artifact. But speaking of artifacts, the reason why I'm taking you out here to Mountainside Coast is because, well, in the previous episode I had made mention about having not visited a area that looked like it was some kind of alien ruin. So I eventually did go there. So I sort of want to show you what that area looks like. So here we go. Up this way. And yeah, there was actually a unique dialogue here with Piper. And she says something about, you know, she decided not to tell HQ about discovering these ruins, thinking that as humanity and the way humanity thinks, they may not have wanted to, you know, send farmers out here because there are alien ruins and because you know, we would be getting basically hand-me-downs because, you know, other aliens may have lived here before. Therefore, maybe the resources aren't as bountiful. And I sort of made a comment on that because I would have thought that, you know, finding alien anything, really, sentient alien or remains of aliens, would have been a very, very big discovery. But again, I'm not entirely sure in this sort of timeline and lore of the game whether or not alien races are a thing, and perhaps maybe we're already interacting with aliens or not. But yeah, I thought that was kind of cool. This place sort of reminds me of some kind of a museum, but instead of paintings, they've got a whole bunch of these things with various symbols and indentations on them. But it does have like these things and these things here, which sort of look like sculptures, which is why that's sort of what I'm leaning to. These being museums. It does say mountain chamber though, so I have no idea what the game exactly means by that, but I'm going with museum for now. Let's head back, and yeah, perhaps maybe we can just swing by the other area where we haven't picked up that artifact. Oh yes, I'll also show you guys that for the longest time there was a petrified egg that we couldn't reach, and I've only realized that the pathway to that is actually up here, which is, you know, really well hidden away, actually. Oh god, alright. Of course, we have the obligatory flip of the mech of the episode. I sort of always think, I wonder if I'm going to actually flip the mech in this episode. And, you know, whether or not I'm actually going to be able to survive an episode without flipping the mech. I think I'm stuck here, guys. This is the first time that we're stuck. Let me use the I'm stuck button. Your exo-farmer and mech will be transported to nearby safe location. Sweet, okay. Oh, there we go, we're back here. Let me just reattempt that. Yeah, I mean, having this extra speed is really quite nice, but it can be quite dangerous as well because sometimes I feel like we've got too much power. Alright. We'll grab some iron. Why not? Yeah, up here, although the petrified egg is not here anymore because I've already obtained it, but yeah, we often went by this area and saw the petrified egg up there. And I've always wondered how to reach it. Anyway, heading back. Stepstone Peak. Yes. This is where we need to be, but if we want to hit up the location of those artifacts, then maybe we should be heading this way. Ah, yes, that's what we're looking for. So I believe there's like 7 artifacts there, and I'm just missing one, and I'm not entirely sure where to find the last one. But we'll do a bit of search as thoroughly as possible. So I don't know if the artifacts could be hidden away like out in these bushes, or what the deal is there. Let me just get out and see. Okay, that's where the vault is. We should also be able to hear it. There we go. Alright. So, apparently, this is some kind of landing pad. I guess it makes sense. It is sort of flat-ish. Has a big sort of wide area and quite clear as well. So, you could perhaps maybe assume that the alien race that used to live here were, at the very least, airfaring. Whether or not they were spacefaring, not entirely sure, but judging by the vaults, perhaps maybe they were. Let me just quickly remove this marker, and yeah, here we are back again at home, and I'm gonna continue with the beautification. So as I said before, there's a lot of stuff that I unlocked from Lola. I spent a lot of my cash, and got a few things, or a few other things that I think might be worthwhile building. So let's get to it. So I did get the candles here as well. I've already built that, obviously. But I feel like maybe furnishings might be missing. So let's get some furnishings in here. Maybe a couple of chairs. Right there. And right there. And yeah, I mean, there are all these like alien versions of furniture, and I don't know if I really want to get those things. Not exactly the look that I'm going for. This seems like some kind of a outdoor picnic table. Or we can go with an actual table. Which might not be bad, actually. What I might do is actually put the table in here. And then the chairs can be on either side. Oh, okay. That is becoming a bit of a problem for our center table there. Yeah, okay. Yeah, just needed a little bit more of a wider berth. There. Looks good. Got a little bit of wood for all of this, hopefully. Apparently we need some aluminium rods for that. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Carry a few. There might be a few things that we can stash away here. Actually, these noxious pods, those are quite important for the grinder, so I might actually just fetch that. Also, I feel like every day it is quite important to remember to start making compost. And in my previous attempt to record this episode, I did some testing with coil vine as well, and it didn't really give me a different result. So my assumption is that it is probably best to just use fibers for compost. I was sort of hoping that if you give it like better ingredients, you would actually get more compost, or more fertilizer rather, out of the whole process, but no, you don't. So, alright, this looks really nice. I wonder if I should be moving the candles on top of the table, but I don't think that's necessary. One big thing that we also managed to get from Lola is the gazebo. I feel like the gazebo looks kind of cool, and I was sort of thinking perhaps maybe we can move the goalpost and we just keep the gazebo here right next to the home. It might look nice, so that's what we're going to go ahead and do. We'll get rid of that. We'll chuck the gazebo in. Okay, apparently it's blocked. Maybe blocked by that. Yeah, there we go. So I'll plan for having it there, and then maybe the goalpost can actually sit like all the way out like this way instead. At the very end. Yeah. It makes sense if you're sort of playing right here. This might be the field. So a half size field. Right, so what else can we get? Trophy, if you feel like, you know, patting yourself on the back. I'm not entirely sure about the trophy, guys. We also have a whole bunch of like new pots and pot plants and all of that sort of stuff available to us as well, thanks to Lola. And this is where we find these new trees. We also have these, which are flower beds with mixed plants in there. I do quite like the idea of having these actually, but I'm not entirely sure where I want to actually have this. And it needs to be in a spot that makes a lot of sense, you know? I mean, maybe it might not be a bad idea to have it right here in the center. Might be in the way of us sort of getting around, but it'll look nice. Alright, so I think it's time for bed. We'll put in the materials in all of these things when we wake up, so let's do that.
Nothing like a good night's rest. The weather's real nice. Let's get out there and seize the day.
Right. I do need a lot of clay, I think, so let me just grab that. Now, Piper talks about the weather, and interestingly, in the previous attempt of, you know, recording, I had so many rainy days, guys. It was ridiculous. It was like 3 or 4 days in a row of rain. We also haven't really played around with the field plow mode, which would allow us to, I assume, just create fields as wide as we want. Let's go with some more path making here. And I do realize that there's the ability to make stone paths as well. I don't know if that is the right look that I want to go for just yet. But yeah, I just want to tidy this area up a little bit. Yeah, that looks a little bit better now. Okay. Now, we need to decide on what other decorations we want to get, and when Lola gets in, I'll probably have another chat with her about buying more stuff. We do have a whole bunch of other sort of farming related items here as well, which might be kind of cool to set up. We've got an outhouse. I think that's kind of important. We've got to do our business somewhere. I think it makes sense to have it maybe just over here. Or should the outhouse be further away? I don't know about keeping the outhouse like right next to our nice and relaxing hammock area. But maybe right here. You know, as long as we keep the windows shut, shouldn't be too much of a problem. Right, we're gonna need more wood, so we'll need to fetch that. Bit of hardwood. A yellow lens is required for that. I don't think that's going to be difficult. Let's just swing by and make one. And hardwood. We'll quickly check and fetch some hardwood if we actually have it. Excuse me. Oh yeah, so we've got plenty of hardwood here. So might just grab like 20. That's gonna increase our weight quite a bit. Oh, and look at this. The pond pitcher is complete. So now we have another source of water if we need it. Beautiful. Nice. Also have this, which should actually add what we need there. Alright, so let's fetch some more wood. Oh! Goodness me. Sorry, little fella. Okay, let's do the right thing here and replace these trees. I mean, I could go and simply fetch like heaps and heaps and heaps more of the wood, but I can't guarantee that we'll be needing more. That's the thing. There we go. And I think we've got our final little upgrade there for the house, or the final buff. But let's just continue adding a few more things anyway, because we can. A scarecrow makes absolute sense in my mind. So I don't know why we didn't get the scarecrow earlier. But yeah, I mean, for a scarecrow to be effective, it needs to be near the crops, right? I mean, you would assume. So we'll do one scarecrow there, and perhaps maybe another one can go right here next to these crops. I mean, I would argue for maybe even like one more over this side as well. What do we need for these? Okay. Simply wood. Okay, good thing that we grabbed some more wood then. We've got a little bit of extra. Yeah, the space is coming along really nicely. I'm quite happy of what we've able to achieve. Brilliant. Okay, so now a few more smaller decorations, perhaps? A water pump. Water pump kind of makes sense as well. I wonder if we can actually get water from it. Because if you can actually use it to gather water, that would be actually quite useful. Maybe we can have something over there. Need some stone. I mean, I'll probably hit some rocks out here. Yeah, really loving how the art style in this game really complements its objective, which is just to have fun and relax, you know. I don't think there's really any big sort of grand quest line, and there's not a lot of conflict going on in this game either, and it's really perfect game to just sort of sit back and sort of do stuff. And yeah, the art style is really complementary to that. Really beautiful, and I really commend the devs with what they've done in this game. I just sort of hope that they add like a whole bunch of quality of life stuff, because yeah, inventory management is a bit of an issue, and also yeah, it would be nice if there was a bit more content to be had as well. So we've got a water pump, and then perhaps maybe we can actually set up a well, but the well maybe is something that we'll have a little bit further away. So I don't know. If you think about the layout of a town, you would generally have the well being in the center, although the well may actually be determined by whether or not there's an actual water source underneath. So let me also do a bit more tidying up here right in the center. I feel like maybe we just add a tiny bit of curvature to the road. Okay, looking good. And is there anything else we want? There's a wheelbarrow. Put out a wheelbarrow. It costs 10 steel bars. Oh no, sorry, 2 steel bars. I was going to say 10 seems pretty excessive. Right, I've always thought about hanging some of these festoons. It might look nice, though it might get in the way of us actually trying to get to our crops. That's the only problem. I mean, it does look quite nice. But yeah, totally in the way. So, farming is going to be even more difficult, thanks to these festoons. I suppose, yeah, that's a little gap there, that's not too bad. Right, let's add a little bit more. I reckon a gnome is required. Right here. And what else? I mean, that's probably about it from all of the decorations that we have available to us. I probably want to have a sleep at this point and see if we can just check in again with Lola. There's some more pot plants actually, that might not be too bad. So pot plants. Maybe even back here. I feel like I want to put stuff on the balcony, but I don't know how I'd be able to sort of see stuff on the balcony. Can I? Oh yeah, I could probably do that. One sec. We do need to give the plants a bit more of a wider berth here, so yeah, something like that. All right. Do I have everything available? Maybe. Okay, not enough clay. Let's fix that problem. So another thing worth mentioning, guys, is I did also find one hidden artifact. I remember there was a ruin quite early on around that side, near or within Edge Cliffs, and I did manage to essentially find the last 2 artifacts there as well. So yeah, that was really nice. Oh, actually, I don't know if I'm a fan of this though. These things seem to be standing on top of the fencing here. And that's not the intent, so let me actually fix this up, because, yeah, that doesn't look very nice at all. I didn't realize that till now. So, let's see. Maybe it'll help if I actually do it from this side. Okay, much better. There we go. Again, let's have another sleep so that we can speed up seeing Lola. And yeah, I think the front of our house has a little bit of a big space there.
Partner. Let's build something jaw-dropping today. Something that'll inspire us while we do a hard day's work.
Which is not exactly doing anything, right? Like, I feel like there should be at least something going on out here. So we'll see if we can figure out what to put there. A bit more clay required for that. I think if I do want to get a few more pots going, which I think I do, then I'm going to need a little bit more clay. And I can't remember what we need to actually make some more clay. Ah, we need a whole bunch of stone dust. Okay. Well, I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. We do have the stone. We just need to keep grinding stuff. And I do have perhaps maybe some ingredients that can go in here. Brilliant. I'm just wondering why these things are not growing, and I forget. We do actually need to water these things if they're going to actually grow. So let me just fix that up. Brilliant. Okay. Just waiting on Lola to show up today. I'm thinking she will show up. I don't think she's missed a day at all. Wondering of whether or not there's space for more festoons somewhere else. I feel like these sections could do with some festoons, but I feel like it'll make it really, really difficult for us to then start farming. And also defending the farm as well. Don't forget that we do need to do that occasionally. Alright. So, since we've got a lot of money, we can pretty much spend on whatever we want. And I'd be interested in just all the decorative stuff if she's got any of that in stock. A lattice arch. Sure. A hedge? Okay. A green tree bed. Okay, right. So there's actually different versions of those tree beds. Parasols, carts, a hardwood arch, an alternate pot stack.
Coming right up.
Mixed flower bed.
Nice choice.
Orange flower bed.
Coming right up.
Tea set? Tea set might be good for the table, actually. Topiaries. Benches might be nice, actually. A brick arch. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Rock cans. Burlap sacks.
Deal. Sold. Come back whenever
I think
you
we're
like.
sort of good. So I did get a lot of stuff there, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to use all of them. Yeah, so these archways, they're nice and all, but, you know, they are quite small, so they get in the way of mechs. So we'd have to sort of use it in a similar situation like that. But I don't really have any space that could potentially take it. This section here seems a little bit too empty, if you ask me. I guess the hedges might actually go in here, in the fencing. A cart. I reckon a cart might look quite nice in this space. Just all abandoned and stuff, you know? No longer in use. We need a little bit more wood. Let me start planning out for other stuff that might go in various places. Nice bench. Get another bench set up. Maybe out this way. And you know, maybe a nice bench right here where one can enjoy the river and the waterfall. I feel like it might be nice to add a bit more to it with, yeah, things like pots and stuff. Maybe even one of the green tree beds might be okay out here. Bit more wood, bit more clay. Let's try and get what we need. Clay shouldn't be a problem, but the wood, yeah. Gonna need to try and fetch some. I wonder which area is going to be the casualty of our deforestation today. That's how it feels like every time we're going out to try and fetch some wood. Okay. I wonder if one of the buffs that we're getting from our home is increasing the amount of like harvest we get. I know it probably does for the actual stuff that we farm, but I'm wondering if we get more from gathering as well. Alright, here's hoping that we actually have enough. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. I mean, I could put more of the yellow trees if I wanted to, but I think just a bit of contrast, having a mix of stuff is not bad. Is this the same size as that? No. Okay, this one's huge. Is there anywhere I want to put flower beds? And this section seems a little empty, doesn't it? Alright. I think we've done a really good job, guys, at decorating this space. Really happy with what we've managed to achieve. Again, I'm feeling like there's a bit of an empty space, though, right in front of us in the space of the home. So, wondering if there's anything I can do with that. I mean, maybe. I think that looks pretty decent. And we've got all the materials for it, so... yeah, let's do it. Okay, I think we're going to be calling it an episode, and we're also going to be calling it a series as well, guys, but I'm gonna have a sleep. The thing is, we are already in darkness here. I would prefer having a bit of sunlight while we finish up the series, but we are also at the mercy of the weather in this game. So yeah, okay, it's not really a nice clear day. It is a foggy day. So
Morning. Hope you had a good night's sleep. You've been doing real well since you arrived. Keep up the good work.
I was gonna say, not really the nicest weather to be signing off in, but it's what we have. So I'm just gonna do one round of sort of looking around the space that we've created. There are a few spaces here which we could potentially add a little bit more to and you know, improve on a little bit, but I think we've managed to create a nice aesthetic here. Farm is looking beautiful with all of the crops having matured. It is harvest season. Big old barn doing all of the work. Nice fountain there. Landing pads, upgrade stations. I didn't test out whether or not we can grab some water from the well, but I doubt that that's actually a thing. But you know, if the devs are listening, I doubt that they're actually listening to to us here. Oh, okay. I'm just looking at the wheat here. It seems like the wheat actually dies out after a while. Didn't know that. So maybe we get less crop from all of this wheat if we don't harvest it in time. And same with the carrots as well. So yeah, still learning a lot of things, learning lessons, even towards the end and at the very last episode. But there you go. Right, let me get back to the mech, and yeah, we're signing out here, guys. Thank you very much for watching the series. If you've stuck around since the very first episode, then I really do appreciate you being around and watching these videos, leaving those likes. We probably will come back to the series, but I'll probably only do that once there are like some significant updates. But for now, this is where I sign out. Cheers for watching, guys. Drop that like, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one.